Welcome everyone to the Rotary E-Club of District 7710. In our meeting today, we'll be hearing from Melissa Mills. Melissa is a consultant, coach, facilitator, and researcher with 30 years experience in academic administration at Harvard University and Duke University, including such positions as Assistant Provost, Associate Dean for Information Science and Technology, and Special Assistant to the Dean for Long Range Planning. She integrates contemporary research across the disciplines to engage the minds, hearts, and wills of individuals and groups and processes to build personal growth, shared vision, and team learning. Her interests range from physics to fostering business models that align traditional capitalism with positive psychology and evolutionary principles of sustained cooperation. She's a member of the Rotary Club of Durham, North Carolina, and served as the chair of the District 7710 Ethics Committee from 2012 to 2015. She is currently Secretary of the Board of the Environmental Sustainability Rotarian Action Group. She is also a member of the Institute of Coaching and the Society for Organizational Learning. She has one daughter who works at Google in Manhattan, 2 dogs, and 3 cats. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I also have all of the cats across the street who are stray. And it's always a chore to keep the stray cats away and only feed the stray cats. But I'll stay on topic here. I have been invited to speak to you all about Rotarian Action Groups, and I am excited to do that because I'm on the board of the Environmental Sustainability Rotarian Action Group. So it's a big subject, and what I talked, the way I'd like to proceed is to give an overview that is relatively short and indicating areas that you might have more questions so that we could have more time spent on questions and less and discussion, talking about things, and less than me just talking at you. So the way the presentation will proceed, this is actually a presentation that's provided by Rotary International. Rotary International is our mother and our father, and Rotary International is a wonderfully powerful organization. And as we learn about Rotary Action Groups, we will be learning about one of the levers that is available through Rotary Action, through Rotary International, for the involvement of clubs and individuals in the focus areas that where their talents, their motivation, and their attitude come together. So it's really an empowering thing, and it's also like a smorgasbord that gets your appetite going. So I'm going to talk about what are Rotary Action Groups, and we call them RAGs, which is really nice. And why do we have RAGs? And this is one of my cats. This is Kiki. And then some examples, and then how we get involved. And I probably won't spend a lot of time talking about how to propose a new RAG, but if you are interested, I can go through that a little bit with you. So first of all, what are Rotarian Action Groups? And it's important to understand that Rotarian Action Groups are not part of Rotary International. And just as every Rotary Club has its own organizational documents that are provided in template by Rotary International, a Rotarian Action Group is not part of Rotary in any legal two-way binding way. A Rotarian Action Group is a group that is made up of volunteer consultants who are members of the expanded Rotary family. And I can talk about that a little bit in a second. And what they do is they're like a constellation around Rotary International in order to provide auxiliary focus and auxiliary means of leveraging the synergies that exist in global grants and in district synergies and district cooperations and inter-club cooperations. And this is where a two-way conversation is perhaps more useful. And if you go to the RLI, the Rotary Leadership Institute, I really recommend that to you. I've been to all three of them. There's a progression of 3 full day. I'm slipping off topic here. I'm going to just go on the side here and then I'll come back. I want to tell you a little bit about how Rotary Leadership Institute works. There are 3 full Saturday sessions. And you take them, I took them in 3 years. You can take them by going around to different places and attending. But in these, you get such a spectacular introduction to the breadth and the wisdom and the engineering, the way the interdependencies and the interconnections of Rotary International. And it really fills out this sense that we have in our E-Club and in our district meetings and in our social events that we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg in whatever it is we're doing. Rotary International is, the more you know about it, the more exciting and the more beautiful it is. So a Rotarian Action Group, I'm returning to the subject now. The Rotarian Action Groups are another jewel in the crown of Rotary International. And what Rotary International does in a spectacularly effective way is it allows people to, it supports the initiative of individuals and groups without dictating what they should be doing, but more facilitating the organizational structure that helps them do it. So that's what a Rotarian Action Group is. It is a template that is provided by Rotary International to facilitate the interaction of Rotarians and members of the Rotarian family around the world coming together around particular focuses. And so it's to enhance the work of Rotary clubs and districts. This is the 26 Rotarian Action Groups that currently exist. As you can see, there are a lot of them. If I click on this link, I will go to this is the Rotary International website, which is a rich website. This is linked in the present. Is this going too far off the subject?
No. We just can't see the website that it linked to.
Oh, you can't see it?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not going to be any fun. Okay. Can you see this now?
I can see that if you. I think you have to. It's just the sharing capability.
Okay, it's the way I have to do the sharing. Okay, I understand. I can do that in a minute. I'll do that through a separate way then. So here are this is just, I'm not going to dig down into them right this minute. So I'm just giving you an idea of the breadth of Rotarian Action Groups that are currently operating. Now, just a minute, I have to go down. So then the next question is, why do we have Rotarian Action Groups? And I think that I've touched on that a little bit, but the way Rotary International, as you all know, tries to focus its efforts, its volunteer service projects, is around 6 areas of focus. So that if you are doing global grants or if you're doing local projects or district grants, you try and think about, is this something that's focused towards peace and conflict resolution? Are we serving maternal and child health? Is this addressing basic education and literacy? Are we supporting economic and community development? is this working for disease prevention and treatment, or is it water and sanitation? And if you look at these 6 areas of focus, there's lots of overlap in them. But they're things that have been identified as some of the most critical strategic issues globally, everywhere in the world. And that by addressing these particular things, we do a world of good because they're foundational problems that a lot of other problems grow out of when these things aren't addressed. What the Rotarian Action Groups do is they provide a focus either for something that is a very specific disease like Alzheimer's or AIDS or blindness, dental, so on like that, where there might be dentists who want to get together and put together projects that just deal with people who can't eat any longer because they've lost their teeth, or people who aren't able to learn to read because they can't read, so they need hearing. And so there might be special expertise among Rotarians where they want to come together because Rotary is about diversity. It's about the professions mixing with each other. But in some instances, it's very useful to get the experts to get together to share best practice and to coordinate what they're doing for the purpose of supporting Rotary International's larger areas of focus. So this is just saying all that in words, that we're very diverse and Rotarians are uniquely qualified because of the work we do and the professional expertise that we develop in our professional lives. And the Rotarian Action Groups allow Rotarians from the 1.2 million Rotarians in the 34,000 clubs around the world, plus the Peace Fellows and the Interactors and the Rotaractors and the ambassadors and the intern exchanges. So this broader Rotarian family, everyone who's been touched by a scholarship or a fellowship or gone to a RILA can all get involved in these things. And it really, it magnifies the power of what Rotary does, and it also extends it. It makes it easier to find because you can look at through 26 groups rather than having to look through however many projects there are in the 34,000 clubs, plus Rotaract and Interact. So I'm going to just give you, most of this was put together by Rotary International. So it's the Rotarians for Family Health and AIDS Prevention. It's just an example of the kinds of things that they do. A Rotarian Action Group basically gets its membership from Rotarians around the world, those who are interested. Some of the Rotarian Action Groups only have 40 members. Some of them have 2,000 or 3,000 members. So the largest Rotarian Action Groups are the Peace and Mediation. It's called the Rotarian Action Group for Peace and Mediation. And then the Water and Sanitation, which is Rotarian Action Group, which is usually called WASRAG, like wash rag. Those are the biggest ones. Environmental sustainability just got started hardly a year ago, maybe not a year ago, and it still isn't, we still haven't filed all the paperwork and the legal paperwork, so it's coming along. But once a Rotarian Action Group is set up, what it does is it facilitates, it partners for global grants, and it provides a central clearinghouse, so to speak, for Rotarians who are interested in that particular sort of a area to partner with one another. And it also provides a landing place if someone is looking for partners, a place where a bulletin board where they can say, this is the project that we are looking for partners for, and they're more likely to find a partner because people who are interested in that area are looking at the Rotarian Action Group. So microfinance and community development, obviously this is a specialty of economic and community development, and it would allow people who had expertise in these kinds of things to get together. And this is the Water and Sanitation Rotarian Action Group. And Gian asked me in particular if I would be willing to talk about Water and Sanitation Rotarian Action Group, the Peace and Mediation one, Rotarian Action Group, and the Environmental Sustainability one. And I'm delighted to do that because those are the three that I have been involved with. And so I know the most about them. I'm going to just spend a minute talking about the Water and Sanitation Rotarian Action Group and the Peace and Mediation before I talk about what we call ESRAG, Environmental Sustainability Rotarian Action Group, because each of these has held pre-convention one-day workshops over the last 2 years at the Rotary International annual conventions. In 2015, the Rotary International Annual Convention was in Sao Paulo, and the day before it started, there was a full day. It might have been a day and a half. It was really, it might have been 2 days. It was a spectacular peace conference that was hosted and formed and sponsored by the Peace Fellows. And I think you probably know about the Peace Fellows because we have the Peace Institute that's shared between Duke and UNC, and Eve was announced. The annual meeting is in April. It is just an absolutely fabulous set of people. There are now over 1,000 alums who are Peace Fellows who have graduated from this program. And it was actually the best conference that I have ever been to in my life. It was the most well-run, most full of substance. And it converted me to someone who doesn't just think that peace is an idyllic goal, but it thinks that if we don't go for it with everything we have, then there really isn't any alternative. We need peace. So they had that in 2015. This year in Seoul, there was a water and sanitation full day workshop that brought world leaders from the United Nations and from just all kinds of I didn't make it to the whole conference, but it was just the most fantastic. I was so overwhelmed by the quality of what they were saying. And I also learned so much about how threatened our water supply, our global water supply. And I'm pretty educated about this. So I knew all of this stuff from reading and from seeing things and so on like that and study. But to hear it in a workshop and to understand how tenuous our supply of water is really quite remarkable. So these are just some other special Rotarian Action Groups, and these nice pictures were provided by Rotary International. And I put this one together. This is the the Peace and Mediation Rotarian Action Group. And when you go to their website, this is an interactive map that you can click on and find out different things. So I just put that up there. And the Peace and Mediation Rotarian Action Group and the Water and Sanitation Rotarian Action Group, this is another interactive map. You can scroll over and you can see what kind of progress they've been making over this time period in accessibility to clean water. this is just a picture from the Environmental Sustainability Rotarian Action Group. We have not developed our resources anywhere nearly. I mean, we've only at the beginning. And the Peace and Mediation Rotarian Action Group and the Water and Sanitation Rotarian Action Group are definitely our models. So I'm going to now go to how to get involved. And when you go to Rotary.org, that's Rotary International's website, then you just go to Action Groups. And I'll show you that in a second. And most Rotarian Action Groups, and this is how would you get involved to be a member of a Rotarian Action Group. You go to the website, click on the link to that Rotarian Action Group, and then they will have a place where you can join, become a member, and all kinds of other information. I'll show you in a second. You have to log in when you go to the Rotary International website, and it's easy because if you can't remember your password, it will send it to you. So there's no problem. There are all kinds of resources for Rotarian Action Groups that I can show you in a little while. This is just ideas of how you might want to get involved. And I can give this presentation to you all, but I would rather leave more time for talking and to show you the websites. And to propose a new RAG, I think that's kind of a different conversation, and we can have that, or if that is something that you all are interested in, I'll be happy to tell you about our experience. And once again, Rotary International, one of the best things about being on the board of this new Rotarian Action Group, the environmental sustainability one, has been my the contact and the support I've received from Rotary International, and the window into their operation, how they operate, and the way they team with each other to make resources available to us, and how big Rotary International is, so that it's even hard for the people in Rotary International to keep track of everything we're doing. But it's really a beautiful kind of abundance. And okay, so I'm going to end there, but I am going to I'll do a little screen sharing. Let me see if I stop this screen share, and then I'm going to do another screen share with, I guess this one will work. Okay, can you see that?
Yes, looks great.
Okay, so this now is, as you can see, I'm at Rotary International. Now, when I log in order to get here, you actually have to log in. That's why it says My Rotary. So if I just went to Action Groups, like what it says in the website, let's see what happens. Action Groups, Rotary Action Groups. I think it will tell me that I have to log in. Yes. Okay, so this is what it looks like here. And there's a lot of stuff that you can see here, and you can get an overview. And I think that you can get the annual report. This is a PDF. If you click there, you'll just get an annual report. See, it's letting me do that. So there's lots of information here, and I think these are PDFs too, the Action Groups flyer and all of that stuff. Now, the check out our discussion groups, I opened earlier. Here it is. And I just wanted to show you, a discussion group is not a Rotarian Action Group. It is a place for exchanging ideas around a particular item. What did I do? I got to page 29, okay? I have no idea how many there actually are because I haven't, but this is a fun thing to look through. Teach, make peace, Rotarians. I mean, there's like anything you want. Rotary's philosophers. I haven't even seen these yet. Some of them have very few members, partly because there's so many. So, and you can start your own just tonight if you wanted to. You could start one that says, why are there so many discussion groups? So that's where that is. This is the website for WASRAG, Water and Sanitation Rotarian Action Group. And you can, so they list a lot of their projects and you can search for them. And they say how much money has been raised and what they're doing. And this is a way of partnering if you're interested in partnering. You all have done a water and sanitation group, haven't you?
Yes, and actually, this is a great presentation. I want to make sure I send this over to Rhonda, the recorded meeting, because we are looking at working with this action group for the next project.
Great, great. Okay, and I think the map is right here, and then there's all kinds of resources, and it really, it kind of goes on and on and on. And some of the things, when you click into them, you are taken to a non-Rotarian Action Group site. So that's something to pay attention to. Now, and I'm short of time here, so I think I've gone a bit over. This is the Peace and Mediation, Rotarian Action Group for Peace. And I am, I'm in the projects place here, Peace Projects. And if you see, whoops, that went down. If you look on the left here, they have projects that go around all of these different areas. And it's really, it blows my mind how, how much stuff they're doing. They're just very active and promoting peace in more ways than I can think of. And then they just have all kinds of resources, and the Peace Hub Library is a whole nother site that helps you get involved in different things. And the Peace Map is the thing I think that I showed you earlier. And that, once again, it's a whole nother site. And it just lets you look in, I don't remember, I haven't done all the homework of 122. I'm not sure what the numbers mean, to tell the truth. But it looks like if you were trying to figure something out, this would be a really fun thing to look at. And then I'm going to show you, this is the Environmental Sustainability Rotarian Action Group. We have a very slim site, particularly compared to those guys, but they're great. They're great examples that we will be able to follow in terms of the kinds of tools that they have and the sorts of resources that they have. And we're, as I said, we're trying to get our administrative back end together, and we don't have even dues yet. I would love to have you join if you're interested in this. Joining is free at this point. All you do is fill out this form that's under the Join ESRAG, and then you become a member. And then you'll find out as we make progress and put things in place. We have resources here, and we have some projects, but we will be getting a lot more. The way we're organizing ourselves for the Sustainability Rotarian Action Group is we are setting up 7 regional forums around the world, so that there is one for this area, and 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 this area, in order that, I think those are the right ones. I think there's an extra one right in here. Oh, I think this is an area, 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 this is in here. The idea is that if you are interested in a project that's in the Philippines and Southeast Asia, that you could join that sub-regional forum to discuss projects. And if you lived in that area, you would be able to partner with other districts and clubs that were in that area to talk about the issues that are affecting you regionally, because as we all know, climate change isn't affecting the whole world in the same way. And so right now, I'm gonna just stop and ask for questions.
Thank you, Melissa.